Timing chains are overlooked a lot on older vehicles and are often the cause of people selling a vehicle for less than what it's worth at a mechanic special sort of deal. Checking a timing chain is easy for anything with a distributor. This technique will show you how to do it without taking anything off. I'll also show you how to check it after you take the timing cover off if not taking anything off isn't good enough for you. Timing chains. How do you check timing chains without removing anything? You could check a timing chain for play while it's in the vehicle. I got this one engine out of the vehicle just to make it a little easier for demonstration, but it can be done in the vehicle, and I'll show you how it's done without removing the timing cover. So we got this Chrysler 360 here, and we're just about to tear it down. It's out of the 1986 Ram Charger. And how do you check the timing chain? What does the timing chain do? It connects the crank to the cam. So the cam controls the valves opening, and the crank controls the position of the pistons. So when that stretches, the valves aren't doing what they're supposed to, as opposed to where the pistons are in the cylinders. So obviously that can cause all sorts of rough running issues and stalling and overheating. I'll show you how to check it right now without removing the timing cover. So now what you're going to want to do is find top dead center on cylinder number 1, but any cylinder will work. Just right where it gets tight. And alright, now we got some timing marks on the timing cover here, and on the crank balancer you'll have some marks as well. So we're going to mark the timing chain cover and the balancer here so we can keep track of where it was. And now we can rotate the crank until we see the rotor here move. As soon as the rotor moves, you know the cam's moving. So we'll mark right there where the rotor is. Now we can see how many degrees the crank turns before the cam will turn by watching the rotor on the distributor. Alright, here we go. Now as I turn this, we got to watch the rotor the distributor rotor to see when it moves. Alright, just started to move there. So that's about 20 degrees there. Just recheck that. Bring it back to 10 degrees before top dead center actually it's at. And we'll rotate it again. There we go, now it's moving right there. Yeah, it's 10 degrees after top dead center. So this thing is toast. 10 degrees indicates a worn timing chain. So 20 degrees is a severely worn timing chain, and that could be the cause of the overheating this engine was experiencing and why it needs a rebuild, because the timing was so far out. I'll show you guys this again. So you can move it all the way back to there, and then all the way back that much again the other way before the rotor will start to move. Right about there, now the rotor is going to start to move. You can see, you keep going, the rotor moves. So this thing, timing chain is 20 degrees out. Marks on the harmonic balancer indicate top dead center of one of the cylinders. So you can see on the timing cover that there's a scale there indicating 10 degrees before and 10 degrees after top dead center. So you can see that we have 20 degrees of crank rotation of play. 10 degrees indicates an excessively worn timing chain, so this is obviously a problem. So it needs to be replaced. We'll pull the harmonic balancer off and pull the timing cover off and see how this chain actually looks. See if we're able to actually diagnose the worn timing chain without removing the cover. There we go. Just like that. There you go, the steering wheel puller. Good for more than just pulling steering wheels. Works pretty good for pulling crank harmonic balancers as well. Alright, pull that off. Chuck that over there. I already have this on, or this off, so it's just barely on there for the demonstration. You'll want all the slack in the chain to be on the one side of the gears so you can actually measure it. So to do that, you can load up the opposite side of the chain by turning the crank. Alright, look at that. That's your problem there. Check this out. Chrysler's spec for this is 1/8 of an inch or less. Let's see what we got here. We got about a little more than 3/8. Yeah, it's more than 1/8 of an inch. We got about 7/16 of an inch. It's about a 1/2 inch play. So this is definitely a severely worn timing chain. So that's almost 4 times the maximum limit that Chrysler allows. So obviously this could be causing all sorts of problems, and this could be the reason why this truck was overheating and stalling to begin with. They could have just done the timing chain. I probably could have just done the timing chain, but it's getting a rebuild now. It's already out of the truck. So hopefully that clarifies how to check a timing chain with the engine in the vehicle. Even though I did it with the engine out of the vehicle, it could almost just as easily be done in the vehicle, but couldn't be recorded as easily. Definitely easier than pulling the timing chain cover just to check if it's stretched or not, is to just check the distributor rotor. So hopefully that helps some people out. I'm going to be completely rebuilding this 1986 Ram Charger. If you want to watch the rebuild of the truck and the teardown of this engine, subscribe to my channel. Yeah. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more truck stuff.